Welcome back, family. You know what I need y'all guys to do. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button for me. Don't just pass by. Subscribe, family, because you know what we do on this side. Share, comment, hit the like button, because I'm trying to get into these YouTube algorithms. You understand? Hit the Cash App. You see the screen, Drummer 1980. I'm building it brick by brick, guys. I'm growing gradually. You also can support my channel by going to the super things located under the video, family. And like I always tell y'all guys, I do appreciate you tenfolds over. Peace, blessings, and much success until you. Let's jump into this reaction. Let's go. Ooh, I'm on fire. You know my motto already. I don't make believe, I make believers, family. This is Drummer Boy 1980, hailing from the Carolinas, Columbia, South Carolina to be exact, if you're looking for me. I hope you're having a good day today. If not, you know the old adage. Ask yourself why and remember this. Happiness is an inside job, and it will always be an internal affair. Family, we back today again with my man, TBA, better known as the Black Authority. Go check out his channel. I'm telling you something, some great information have been disseminated on that side of the game. Very good information, vital information, essential information. But with this particular clip today, guys, he's actually going to discuss Deion Sanders with a caller that's kind of disgruntled, if you will. But watch how he handled this, and I will commentate between clips. All right, let's go.
You're on live back channel, and what was on your mind?
How you doing, Black Authority? Yes, I really like your perspective on this. I just want to offer another one. I haven't really been all that excited about Deion because I'm looking at what Deion is doing, and it just seems like he's replicating the same old formula that we've been replicating for the last 100 years, where we go to a white institution, we build up. This doesn't do anything for the Black community. So yeah, it benefits Deion, but not really the Black community.
Okay. Do you think it's not benefiting the Black players on his team? Do you think it's not benefiting them?
Okay, you could say yes, it's benefiting the Black players, but if you look at
but slow down. Do you think that it is benefiting the Black assistant coaches and whatnot that he has on his team? Do you think it's benefiting them?
Sure.
That the folk that he chose, because he didn't just go there by himself. He said, I'm bringing some folk with me. Okay. Players, it's benefiting the coaches there. Got that. Do you think that it's also benefiting the other Black folks, celebrities? And I'm just saying celebrities is what you recognize here. Do you think it's benefiting those people who are able to add to the synergy of this? Do you think this is benefiting them?
I mean, I think you're really reaching, but okay. I mean, okay. But still, that's not the community in general.
Okay, well, first of all, nothing does anything for quote unquote the community in general. I mean, that's just physically impossible. Nothing outside of a government action could do something for quote unquote the community in general.
Facts.
So we can use that as a symbolic term, but as a literal thing, how does one person do something for quote unquote the community in general? How do you do that?
I'll tell you how.
Yes.
Deion was on his way to doing that when he was at Jackson State. You build up Jackson State's program. If he does what he's doing in Colorado there, and then he builds up the entire Black college sports scene. So that's going to benefit the Black colleges. That's going to give them more revenue, and that will benefit the Black community.
Okay, well, here's the problem the mistake of the fallacy you're making. How is it that him winning, because it's just college football, how is it him winning at Colorado University is not helpful, but winning at Jackson State is?
What I'm looking at relatively what's going to benefit the community as a whole.
Okay, all I'm asking is, how is it he was winning at both schools? You're saying that winning at Jackson State was somehow the very same man with many of the same people, mostly Black players, bigger institution, winning there, however, isn't doing anything for the community.
Right. If he did the same thing at Jackson State, that's going to benefit that school, which is going to benefit Black people. Here, what you're benefiting is a white institution. and you're building up a white institution. And that's all he's doing.
Okay, sir. That's a relative thing to say also. Deion already gave his contribution to the school. It wasn't like he was there for a few months and left. So tell me, after everything Deion did in Jackson State with water that ain't working, facilities that they ran down for decades through their abuse, neglect, and mismanagement of the school, tell me, after Deion presented them with all the winning that they did, what good did that do them?
He's heating up. All right, let's go. See, folks, let me talk to your soul. The man put in work at Jackson State. You heard me, don't you? The man put in work. The same thing he doing in Colorado, he did in Jackson State for 2 years. So what you should be looking at and where your focal point should be, administration of that school down there. Because he brought the eyes, he brought the celebrities down there. It was a mirror image of the same thing he's implementing in Colorado. Trying to put the onus and try to put the burden on his shoulders. He did what he was supposed to do. Them people should have paid that man. Family, correct me if I'm wrong. Somebody go look it up. Deion Sanders generate $18 million over that weekend for Colorado. Where did all of the money go? He was packing seats, and I believe that arena holds from like 40 to 60,000. You have to calculate all of this stuff, the memorabilia, the jerseys, all this stuff, food, items sold, alcohol, boosters. People was giving money to the school. Where did the money go? They didn't want to pay him. So what would you do in that situation? Because they had the money to do right by the man is my whole premise. They had the money to do right. So you can't put the blame on that man's shoulders. Because I would have did the exact same thing. I gave y'all championships. I gave y'all the attention. All eyes was on Jackson State for 2 years. I brung the cameras there, brung everything, boosters, everything. And they dropped the ball. So what happened to the money? Because he was generating millions of dollars time they paid. Every time. So y'all need to get your thinking up. Get your thinking up. Need to come up higher.
Well, if I recall, I think when Deion went to that school, then you had other players, like I think Ed Reed, he went to maybe Bethune-Cookman. And so what was happening?
By the way, how'd that work out?
Okay, I don't know exactly why he left, but what I'm saying
why he left?
We need is a trend in that direction.
Okay, Ed Reed left. Whoa. Ed Reed left? Ed Reed left?
I haven't really, I'm like you, I'm very casual. I think that's what I heard, though. I think he left.
Okay, go on.
All right, the problem, see, the thing is that that's where our thrust needs to be. It needs to be building up those black institutions. Deion was on that road, and what we're doing now is mainly going to be benefiting Deion, a few players, a few coaches, and mostly that university. You're not going to see, I don't think he's on the road to changing the demographics of that university, giving more opportunities to just the overall black people to be at the university. It's not doing, in the end, it's just a Deion project. And that's the problem that I see. And that's I don't really see all that much to get excited about here.
Yeah. Ed Reed, I'm pretty sure I remember Bowling Ball Martin did the interview with him, as a matter of fact. Y'all might want to check on that a little bit closer there, if this is the same Ed Reed that I'm remembering here. But regardless of that, here's the problem. The problem is it's not Deion Sanders' job. Nick Saban is not at Alabama State University trying to clean up the university. Exactly. That's the chancellor's job. That's the dean's job. It's not the head coach of the football team's job to run the university properly. That's their job. And the problem is you are not putting the onus where it belongs. It's not up to Deion Sanders to clean up Jackson State's administration. That's not what he's there for.
He there to play ball.
I didn't say he was there for that.
Okay, but you can't. No. You can't put him in a no-win situation to say he's sitting there telling you this whole school is misrun. The entire school is misadministered. And I need to stay here in positions where I don't have any power to do anything about that. And even if I did, that's not my job. I didn't want to be a school chancellor. I just want to coach football. And you can't do that at Jackson State because it is hideously mismanaged.
Yeah.
Deion could not focus on what he came there to do. That's what he said when he told you my car got broken into. Excuse me, have you ever heard Nick Saban complain about his car getting broken into? All of them that the state of Alabama has bought him. Have you ever heard that?
I never heard that. Well, maybe Deion could have gone to another black college and continue.
Okay, whoa, slow down.
Black college.
What is Jackson State's responsibility to make sure that their employee, the football coach, can concentrate on playing football? What is their responsibility to him to do that?
No, I can't comment on the intricacies there.
Okay, brother, let me try this again. Deion Sanders was an employee of Jackson State. What is Jackson State's obligation to the person they hired to lead the football team to make sure he can actually focus on coaching the football team?
Okay, so they probably should make sure that he's secured. You know, his personal possessions and things are secured. But that's not the point I'm making is that what Deion's doing, he's taking that route that a lot of our black talent takes, which is it connects with the white community, and then it helps to build the white community. What Nick Saban is doing is fine. He's building up himself, of course, but he's building a white-run university.
Okay, first of all, these are state universities. That's the first thing. So we really need to get ourselves straight. Schools, to my knowledge, Alabama's not a private school, sir.
Okay, that's a fair point.
Yeah,
First of all, see, this is the problem in the black community. Was operating like a nigga, just garnishing the money for themselves, not paying the man. Any fool know if you have this 1/10 of the sense of a gnat. No, Deion Sanders is a cash cow. The man is going to generate money wherever he go. He's a walking ecosystem. He's a walking economy. You pay that man. If you don't have the money, which your money was coming in down there, because boosters and people was giving money. If he's bringing in hundreds of millions of dollars, you pay him. You pay the man to keep him there. You cannot put the blame on him. Because like I said earlier, I would have did the exact same thing. So you expect me to stay somewhere, get mistreated, people breaking into my cars. So my personal possessions are at risk. I can't bring nothing in certain places because people breaking in things that's under lock and key. It's about like this. It's tantamount to this. Like when black people get money, the ones that live in the hood, of course, they actually want to get out of the hood. It's not that they want to move around white people. Well, some of them do. But some people just want to get where it's safe. That's it. It don't have nothing to do with being a sellout. Like when I got some money, well, I never was poor, but whenever I got money, I moved in a nice neighborhood. Don't have nothing to do with no white people. That's crazy. So I'm a sellout because I wanted to raise my child in a nice area where it's safe at. Another example is whenever I'm doing business with a black person, they should treat me with the utmost respect. That's what they should do. They shouldn't be running a janky business. Simple as that. Shouldn't be cutting corners and doing all of that. The same thing. Deion is a business. Whenever he was at Jackson State, they shouldn't have been cutting corners with him. They should have rolled out the red carpet for the man and gave him exactly what he wants, because they gonna make 50 times that. But instead, where did all of that money go? Where did all of that money go? Ask yourself that.
That's a hideous manipulation to say, if you're working for a state school, which is funded by our tax dollars, if you're working for a state school, that's somehow a white school. But if you're working for a so-called historically black college, which in many cases that's the term, then you're really serving black society, when you literally can't name for me 5 HBCUs that are doing any benefit to black society at large.
Facts. And another thing, guys, HBCUs or slave owner names, slave owner wives. Do you truly know the history of most? I didn't say all, I said most of the HBCUs. A lot of them was created because the slave master children that was mixed couldn't go to the white schools. That's one of the reasons, if you didn't know. Some of y'all, boy, I tell you.
What I'm saying, all I'm saying, Black Authority, is that he can help to bring that type of thrust to the university.
No, he can't.
Talent to our university.
Sir, no, all he can do is stay there and help to artificially bolster some of the numbers, but not all the numbers, for their football program. What he's telling you is the school itself is dysfunctional, which we all know. That's way bigger than the football program, wouldn't you say?
Mm-hmm.
I would say yes.
Then what in the world do you expect the football coach, a second, third, fourth time? What is the football coach supposed to do about a dysfunctional administration? He works for them.
Boy, tell you, boy.
It's possible that maybe he could, he had to get them, in a better condition. But the whole point
no. Because what you're saying now is he's got to stop focusing on football. You're saying that they hired him to run the school, that Deion needs to get hired as a football coach so he can step in and try to figure out how to run their school. That's what you just said.
No.
Yes.
I'm saying that people that come out of our community have to try to make sure that they're making contributions that can help our community.
Yeah, but the school has an obligation too. You can't have just Deion. It can't just be Deion. What is the school's obligation to be functional, to be able to collaborate with Deion? Deion's ready. Deion is ready. Jackson State is not ready.
Bam.
That's why I said he should have tried another black university.
Sir,
go to a white university.
Name for me a black HBCU that has clearly demonstrated that it's ready.
Like I said, I'm just a casual person. So
okay, thank you. Well, then don't you think that Deion considered that before he ever took the job at Jackson State?
Boy.
I'm not sure about a lot of these.
But we know that he had his pick of the litter. Deion had his pick of the litter. He chose Jackson State. So what I'm telling you is he already chose the most viable one.
Facts.
He already did. And what he's telling you is, they're not ready. And I'm not a college administrator or a dean. What needs to happen is the trustees and the faculty and the students who've left the school, they're the ones who need to be putting the pressure on the school to say, hey, we need to clean house. And that isn't happening. Not at Jackson State, not at Bethune, not at Howard, not at Spelman. That's not happening anywhere. Nick Saban did not have to come in and fight with the damn board of trustees and the chairman and the CEO or the dean and the rest. He didn't have to fight with none of them. He was brought in to do one job. You take care of the football team, we take care of everything else.
Right.
Deion gets there and he's got to run a whole school. and got folk like you saying that that's reasonable for him to do. Then go jump to another HBCU that is being misrun, and he got to run that too. Maybe there's something that you all need to accept. Maybe the HBCUs need to be allowed to collapse. Maybe they're time. First of all, we didn't start them. That's the first thing. We didn't even start most of these so-called HBCUs. But the second thing is, by the way, if this is an organism that is so corrupted and refuses to change, maybe all these people with good intentions like yourself are being taken advantage of. And maybe what the HBCUs need is to be allowed to collapse. And maybe if enough of them go under, then the remaining ones will be sufficiently motivated to say, yeah, we don't want to go the way of the rest of them. Clear out the whole damn front office, clear out the administrators, get some folk in here to do something. Because this Band-Aid talk and this Black unity talk you giving, that's what got us in the mess we're in.
Facts.
It doesn't work. What you're giving is work great for religion and churches. It's not working for an educational institution where folk can give money, which is in effect rewarding administrators for failing. Nobody is being rewarded for doing the right thing. Deion didn't get it. All you're doing is artificially propping them up.
Is there any more questions? Because he don't drop the nuclear bomb. Is there any more questions? Huh? Maybe they need to fail. Deion is in the right in this situation because he did give Jackson State a chance. More than a chance. His job is to go coach football. That's it. Nothing else. Nothing more. Nothing less. But this is typical behavior. They people saying, well, he need to be humble. But Deion been like this ever since I can remember. He's been very flamboyant, just like Floyd Mayweather, just like Muhammad Ali talk trash, just like Conor McGregor. But you never hear nobody talk about Conor McGregor. I wonder why. It's just one of those things that make you go, I know why. Nobody never said anything about how flamboyant and braggadocious Conor McGregor was. Well, Floyd, he need to be humble. Deion Sanders need to be humble. Muhammad Ali, the same thing. Talk trash and back it up at the same time. That's what FBAs do. They talk trash and kick tail and take names. Huh? But like how Jason said, and I agree with him wholeheartedly, 100%. I can't find no flaws. It's infallible. They need to go down. Because how those schools are being run is detrimental. That's why nobody don't want to stay. And I wouldn't stay. I would have did the same thing. They was giving this man $300,000 versus $5 or $6 million a year. What would you do? Especially if the school wasn't ran properly. Now, granted, hypothetically speaking, if the school was ran like Colorado State and they offer him the money and other benefits that come along with it. Now, if he would have left then and went to another school, then I probably would have side-eyed. But do y'all know what these coaches be getting? Nick Saban, you should see his contract. Matter of fact, Jason did a program, I believe it was yesterday or either the day before, breaking down the contract of Nick Saban at Alabama. It's ridiculous. They man cars for his personal use. Fly him wherever he want. It's personal use. Make about $10, $12 million a year. Plus incentives on top of that. Y'all have no clue. I'm telling you, y'all have no clue. And you want Deion to stay at a HBCU making $300,000. They ain't treating them right. You have to argue with the staff. You have to argue with the administration, and you bringing in the money. If you don't miss me with that, nigga, I'll slap you in your mouth straight up. And you gonna try to put the onus on him, talking about he a sellout? Well, call me a sellout then, because I will leave too. I'm bringing you money. I'm bringing you everything that I said. I deliver. Huh? I deliver. And you gonna offer me $300,000 while everybody else want to pay me millions. Please get out of my face, because you had the money, but you dropped the ball. Guys, your attention need to be on the administration. That's where your attention need to be. The dean, the people over the finances, all of those people. But guys, go and check out this whole video. It's on the Black Authority channel, all right? The Black channel. You will see Deion on the thumbnail, all right? Okay, but until next time, peace. And remember, there is more.